Just gonna go into YouTube, and I need to go just to check everything's hunky dory dandy. Usually there's a little bit of a delay. Let's just see. Blah, 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 blah. Do you know what? I'm going to shut YouTube down. Oh, I meant to send a link. In fact, no, I can do it here. There we go. Worked. Right, let's see if we're on all YouTubius Maximus. Dr. Disrespect is on as we speak. I've actually got him on in my screen. So we appear to be live. Let's click it. Check sound levels. Dr. Disrespect is on. Yes. So sound levels are fine. So basically, I'm quickly just going to do this. So this is actually a Wilco bricks. So these are not Lego bricks, and this is how I do my live stream. I place this over here, so that will sit over there. And as you can probably see, I've added little bits to it. So I added these little, what do you call them, baguettes? I don't know if that's a proper term. But yeah, that's like the little pieces. I just added these up just to kind of, just to make it a little bit better. But yeah, this is my selfie. So my camera or my phone goes in here. It slides in. And I don't know if I can actually. See, I don't stream this way because everything's back to front. I've got a bag of quavers. But you see, the quavers will look like it'll be like back to front, basically. I just want to see my bag of quavers on my preview. Yeah, see, the quavers is... I don't know how to change that. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put it this way, actually, for a little bit. Because I've got a few minutes before I kind of reveal. But I could probably... No, I can't, because I need my camera around the back. I can see you. Hi, Anya. Oh, what you can see, look. There's wee Paddington, and there's my little baby. So Anya actually built this. This was my gift with purchase. So wait, I'm going to turn this camera around. So let's do a little bit of a flipperoonie. Flipperoonie. Right, so there's... Because everything looks... It's all back to front, really. I'm going to sit my camera where I need it. I probably could go down a little bit. I can readjust. Oh, I can see... Oh, is that a brick? Oh, I think I've got ready. Oh, there we go. That's better. That's it. In fact, it was actually okay. That was before. That should be us kind of half set up. So yeah, this was this is the little limited edition baby, upscaled baby astronaut, which my partner in crime, Anya, built. It's a really good little build, actually. I mean, that was her first experience of Lego, and I've now volume a bit dull. Wait to see. I don't know. Wait, I'll just check. Oh god, I've got to watch, because what I'm about to do is just here. Wait to see if... I don't know, the volume seems okay my end. It's not going to be the best because I'm using my phone, so everything's going to be a little bit, I mean, it could be potentially a little bit subdued. Going to get a little kind of juicy. Yeah. Unfortunately, that's where the mic's going to have to stand. I think you just need to clean your ears out. Yeah, the sound's okay down my end. It might just be your volume, might be. Yeah, so as I say, little baby, and there's all Paddington Bear, which I got from where I work. He's got a little roll in his pocket and a little jumping bean, because Paddington Bear always carries a little jumping bean. Right, so basically, what I'm not going to build today, so as you can probably see, this is what I'm going to be cleaning. So this is the box. As you can see, there's nothing in it basically. So this is the Saturn V Lego Ideas. I think it's Ideas number 17. So it's the Saturn V rocket. I get this kit from John Lewis back in January the 13th, 2018. So this is over 7 years old, 7 years and a couple of months. And this was actually probably like the first kit that I really, like Lego kit, that I bought as an adult. I think I bought, I don't know if I bought stuff before this. I may have bought like the little car, like the F1 car. I remember buying a Porsche. It was a 919 hybrid. It was a 91 something that won Le Mans, and it was a hybrid Le Mans prototype, or LM1. But this was really like the first big kit that I bought, and its kit number is 21309. This is actually retired. I think, if memory serves me right, I think they re-released this kit not that long ago, but it doesn't appear to be for sale anymore. So, but this particular kit is a retired product. Interestingly enough, it was launched in 1969, so it's got 1,969 parts or pieces in this kit, which is quite significant because obviously it was launched in 1969. And there's the Apollo NASA patch. So this is a fantastic kit. I mean, as you can see here in the back, it shows you, basically it separates into its modules. So you get the whole thing goes up, and then this part drops off here. So that separates, then the upper stages then go into orbit, and then the capsule, the little, was it the limb? I should be able to get the names of these. This comes out, and then it grabs the moonlander part, and then it goes to the moon, and then this moonlander obviously lands on the moon, and then but everything in this kit separates. It basically mimics exactly what it did. So I'll probably go over that, but what I'm going to do is there's a moth. Go away, moth. But we're in the middle of building the Vincent van Gogh kit, the Starry Night. So we've only got 2 bags to finish. It's a part of the cloud at the back, and also the cypress tree at the front, and that'll be that finished. But I'm going to do that when Anya comes back down. So this is basically that cleaning video. So what I do, my partner Anya said to flat pack these, so, and it's quite good because I can build this box up, and it's quite a sturdy box. I could put this kit down, put it back in this box if I really wanted. But anyway, that's the box. Let's get rid of the box and let's get the old model. So here we go. And this is a big. It's actually that big. It's probably going to be out of shot. So, and then this. So it comes with these. So this is the little the little. Oh, I need to get there was a name for this. It was the module. It wasn't the winner. One comes to mind. LIM. Well, I really should have done a bit of research. Not research, but brushed up. And then this is the actual moon plate with the astronauts and minifigures. It's not minifigures. It's little mini figures. The American flag, and also the moon lander. And this actually separates. So this whole thing separates. So that would be left in the moon, and then this is the actual module that goes up back to the lunar module. Is it the lunar module? Anyway, what we're going to do today is, in fact, I really want to put this big console light on. I'm going to clean this kit. To be honest, it doesn't really need that much of a clean. I keep it pretty clean as is. Now, I'm going to, because there's a Facebook page I'm on. It's the AFOL, Adult Fans of Lego. It's on Facebook, and there's people come on and they go, "Oh, how do you clean your Lego kits?" And the simple short answer is, it's very difficult, depending on what the kit is. Some kits are easier to clean than others. So my main thing is basically this. Now, I don't know where I got this. I have not got a clue. It says on here, Core Essentials. It's like a, do you know what that is? It's like a, I don't know if there's a bit of the logo came off. But essentially, it's a very long, bristled, kind of nylon sort of brush. But this is great for just sweeping your model like this. And it's kind of, if you do this pretty much every couple of days, you can actually keep your model pretty clean, to be honest. One of the things that I always say, prevention, like daily, not a daily prevention, but maybe like a kind of, but every few days, if you're just sitting here and you go, "Oh, I'll give that a clean, and then I'll probably clean this one next, and then that one, and you know, so on and so forth," and just periodically clean, so you're not leaving it for ages. I've also got a dry microfiber. I've also got a wet microfiber, and I also have a little bit of sort of warm water in a little dish with detergent, which is just basically, what is it you call it, washing up liquid. Very small amount, not a lot. And then basically what you do, you just need to clean it. And this is probably an easier kit to clean. So I'm gonna, this is, in fact, I'll maybe try and get this in shot without, you got this, it's quite a solid kit, but you can see here, so that's the length of this thing. It's quite a beast. So it all clips together. So this is something you should really do with your Lego kits, and it's basically clean and just damage prevention, or taking note if there's any parts that have maybe cracked. This kit particularly has got, I say weak points. I'll show you in a minute. So I'm going to start. It's quite good because it's quite hard to get loose. So this is the upper stage here. So this is the part that would basically go into orbit, basically. So I'm going to put that there, and then you've got the next stage here, which is this would take it from pretty much mid-launch, mid-atmosphere, and this would take it into orbit. In fact, one of these, there's a couple of these still floating about in space. There's one that does a very long, there's a name for this, I don't know it, but it does like a very long orbit around the sun, and it periodically passes through Earth, not through Earth, but close to Earth. And there's actually a couple of these have actually landed in the moon. Was it this part or was it that part? I think this actually took it in, got it into orbit, and then this part took it to the moon basically. I'm sure that's how it went. I could be wrong with that. But I think these things are quite meaty. And then this thing here basically took it from the launch pad. So you get 5 F1 engines on this. This basically landed in the sea. So if you can see up here, if I hold it up, you can see those red pegs. Now those red pegs do have a habit of cracking. It's just the nature of the beast. It's the way it is. So let's get crack-a-lacking on the cleaning. So I'm going to move my seat out because I'm going to put these parts here on my seat. There we go. Now I'm going to clean this part first. So what I'm actually going to do, I'm actually going to take these fins off. I actually lost these fins. I've got some replacements of these fins. Because these are just going to get knocked off and it'll be easier to clean. So I would basically deconstruct the kit a little bit if need be. Sometimes you really don't need to. As I say, this kit, I've pretty much kept this kit fairly clean. But this brush is absolutely superb. And I've kept this away from light, from direct sunlight, because obviously with the white pieces it would probably fade pretty quick. So I may do some more videos on this, and you know, clean my other kits that I've got. Some are probably going to be a little bit more trickier. So this engine part assembly comes out, I'll probably clean that. I think these, if I remember, deconstructing Lego is quite interesting actually. These parts I think come up, these little grey pieces. I don't know whether to take them out or not. I've actually got to think how these elements come round. I've just took that off, which is nice. Okay, I'm just trying to see how. Now sometimes you have got to deconstruct. I was sure these came off. Yeah, see, there's a little bit here that pops up. So I'm kind of deconstructing a little bit just to clean. So on that site, that Facebook site, because there's a lot of people ask how do I clean my Lego kits, and you know, somebody says like, oh, use a jet spray, you know, a pressure washer, take it into the shower with you. It's all really just silly comments, and I know, I mean, a lot of people are not that gullible, but so a lot of these probably really don't need any detergent, but I'm going to turn this just a smidge. Probably just a little clean with a microfiber. I'll actually get this slightly damp cloth. What? Oh, I see a little blue piece that's come off, and we put that back in there actually. That's in there. There we go. Just a little blue, or a wet rag, just to take a little bit of the, if there's any, not that there's dirt on these parts are pretty clean. But yeah, I mean, some people come up with some silly things, but I find a lot of comments that people make, yeah, instead of being really helpful, they just become silly little people. So the long and short of cleaning Lego, there really isn't. There really isn't an easy way to clean it. Depending on the kit, really, I suppose. So that's them clean. Yeah, you can just see there's a lot of dust in this engine, so I'm just going to kind of get most of it off. I did have baby wipes actually. I was going to use baby wipes, but you know, this method is just as good, and that's not really going to be dusty in here because it sits on these engines. So, right, what can we do here? Can we? I think if I remember rightly, these just should. Yeah, these just come off. So I'm kind of deconstructing a little bit. So I'm just going to take off all the engines basically. I'm going to put these elements back on. Yeah, these, I'm sure these hinged up. I think you've got to take off this plate here, and these kind of hinge up. Yeah, like that. There's a little hinge part. You don't really need to mess with these. So I'm just going to put these back in actually. I could take that plate off, but I don't really think it needs. Right, let's take this engine. So these just locate in. There's like a Technic piece and a little locator element. So that's it. Engine. Oh, try and say that without a pint or two in you. Engineless. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to have a little drink actually. I don't know if Anya's still there. The volume should be okay. So I've cleaned this engine. You could slightly deconstruct this if you really so desired, just to give it a little bit of a clean. Again, you kind of, a little bit of deconstruction. You don't really need to do this, to be honest. In fact, you really don't need it. But it's just good to get some of these parts off and just give them a little dust. But invest in this if you have got Lego. Just find a brush that's I mean, that's what, a couple of inches. Probably the longer the bristles the better, and you can get right in there. And you're not really, I mean, don't get me wrong, if you've got quite a delicate piece that's got a lot of little greeblies on it. What did I call them before? I called them something, I can't remember what it was. But little greebly parts, you know, it could get quite intricate. But to be honest, that brush is really good. And even just running over your kits every few, it doesn't really need to be every few days, but really just, you know, periodically you just brush them. It will get rid of a lot of dust. So when I bought this kit, interesting story is 2018 I bought this kit, and I basically, the idea was, there's, I think the instructions, there's like 3 main parts: lower stage or main stage, second stage, and the kind of orbit stage. And I was going to build this, then build that, then build that. I built it all in one night. I think it took me like 7-8 hours total build time. So yeah, it was quite the build process. Yeah, see, there's a little bit, if you look in here, there's a little bit of dust inside here, so I'm just going to quickly go over with And really what I'm doing, I'm checking for any parts that may be broken or fatigued, cracked. There's not going to be a lot of damage, to be honest. It's going to be these little clips. But I actually bought extras of these clips, so I think that one, do you know what, I might as well just do it. So yeah, I bought this I built this kit in one night. I think I started like afternoon, like maybe 4 o'clock, and I was there till like 9. I don't know if I was working the next day. I think I was probably like I mean, back in those days, I'm 2018, I probably would have not been on Vanguard. So I probably would have been like a day shift type scenario. But I built it all one sitting. Just, it was so addictive. And people that build Lego probably know what I'm saying. You know, it's Lego is a very addictive product. It's like Pringles, once you pop, you cannot stop. Yeah, a little bit of dust here. I mean, really, it's not got a lot of dust because this part hasn't really been exposed to dust. So these are the F1 engines here. So they're all done. So let's look at this, what we can do. I'm actually thinking of just wiping the body down a little bit. These little kind of panels here, these basically lock into the core. So there's like attachment points in here. I don't even know if I could get one of these out. There's a possibility, but I really don't. To be honest, I'm not that dusty. Just gonna give it a wee kind of. You can use a hoover. A hoover's actually not a bad thing because when you brush attachment, it'll brush up and it'll suck obviously the dust away. A lot of times you really don't need that. As I say, all I'm doing here is, you know, it really doesn't need that much. I think just even a damp cloth is probably going to be good for this. Just give it a little wipe down. Just being careful. Obviously you don't want to, as I say, this is quite a robust kit. You know, there's not a lot of little pieces that are going to come off. It's robust. Do you know what? There's probably cat hair in here, so I'm just going to maybe pop some of these bricks off. I see hairs. See a little bit of dirt up in this part here, so I'm just going to get that in there. In fact, I can actually pop this panel off. Just give it a little clean. Get the dry. Buff it. I'd actually probably like to get a clean piece, white piece, and these don't look faded. These look pretty good actually. So you can see the attachment points up here for these red clips. Now these red clips, in fact, yeah, you can actually see, yeah. So I'm checking for these, you can actually see right off the bat, these two here have failed. So it's probably difficult to see. They're basically little red clips and they do fail from time to time. It's just the nature of the beast basically. They're made of plastic. There's actually really quite a positive clip. If I'll take these side panels off. These are all the same, so they're all generic. These fit basically the same way. I'm just going to give them a clean. The plastic clips do give, and I should have replacements of the red clips because I actually bought quite a few of them. You could say to Lego, they would probably replace it for free, and you'd probably get free postage and packing as well. Lego's a really good company for looking after their customers, because at the end of the day, these kits, they're not cheap, but the actual customer service is just absolutely bang on. Really good. So I'm really just going to polish these up, make sure all the bricks are nicely situated. So yeah, as I say, this you deconstruct it to the point. So yeah, you can see right away. In fact, you know what? I'll maybe get you. If I can get this water, I'm going to put my water here just beside old Paddington. So I'm maybe going to just bring it up here. So you can see right here if I get focus. So these clips here are perfect. So basically it's a little clip like this. And when you put the rocket, so if you look at this, so these are the attachment points, these little grey clips here, they basically clip in and locate in here. It holds it together. The problem that you have is plastic is, it means that if you keep taking it on and off, it's going to basically fatigue it. So right off the bat, you can see those clips there. See, it's hard to get this focused actually. See how those clips are touching this back piece? Whereas if you look at that bit, they're not touching the back as much, although I think, yeah, that one's okay. So these have failed. So I may have to do a little bit of reconstruction to get these off and replace them. These ones are okay. So I may just go and look for these clips and then probably go about replacing them. So I'm going to put you back in the holder. So it's just a way of doing just maintenance basically. So I'm trying to think how we get this off. I think this whole strip should peel away. There we go. There's one out there. I'm trying to think how that came off there. Right, I see where that goes. Can we do the same here? Yeah, I think this whole strip. Right, we're kind of deconstructing a little bit more than what I wanted. So we get these pipe assembly. Okay, I can see where we're going here. Yeah, this whole strip comes out. Right, what I might do is quickly just get this part back on. I don't really think, yeah, that just pops in there. That is up there, so I might just pop that in later. Put that there. Right, so you can see here that the clips are pretty easy. So right off the bat, I'll just show you. And what I might do is I might get like an original clip. So there's the two that I'm going to replace. So this whole thing's on like a pivot basically. Right, I'm going to quickly pop away to see if I've got two of these. I should have, because I did buy quite a few of them. Oh, my foot. Right, so here we go. We have got some Lego. I may actually I mean, I could write to them and just say that these parts keep breaking. They probably would give you them free. So there's some Lego here. That's the bags, and there you can see there's a fin. So I've got an extra fin. I'll fin with clay. Some parts for the top here, which is on this upper stage part, this white piece here. And some black clips in there. These might actually be broken. I've got some clips there, they're broken. And I've got a little part in there. I always keep even my broken part. So here we go. Oh, I've actually got new ones. Do you know, I should have. I think these are broken as well. Let's see. Yeah, that's broken. I wonder if I've got them in my bag. Now these are 2 seconds, I shall return. I maybe put them in my spare parts box. Interesting. I don't think I have actually got spares, believe it or not. Which is kind of interesting because I thought I did. I thought I had spare clips, but these ones are all seemingly broken. I'm going to check my box here because I can remember buying extra. So I do have spares. The only problem is that type of brick, it's not the kind of spares that you usually end up getting, if I remember. So I'm just going to look at all my spares that I've got. There's all my little tools. No, there's none in there. I actually really like this tool. This is like a teal coloured. I don't know what other colours of these brick separators tools that you get, but I've got an extra one in here that I'm going to get rid of. Yeah, I've got some spares, but they're not clip parts, which is interesting. So what I'll probably end up doing, I'm probably going to get order these clips. So it's like a two stub red clip, but I actually don't have any spare. So what I'm going to have to do is put these back on just as a placeholder. No, I don't really. I actually thought I did. I'm sure, if memory serves me right, I'm sure I bought quite a few, like spare. The only thing I can think, I put them away somewhere and I've misplaced them, or when I moved into this house, I've like have left them somewhere. But that's all my kind of spares. Right, so I'll probably end up just getting quite a few of these, just order like a bulk. Because I think I'm going to buy those happy plants. So I can put them in my order and it'll give me it'll kind of beef out. I don't think I'll get free shipping, but so that I think the volume should be okay. Right, but anyway, I'm going to fold these up. So I've got a mental note of what I need for that. So I know I need X amount. I'm so positive I did buy like a lot more. I'm going to put these parts in here. So this is all my kind of so there's more broken parts. As I say with Lego, if I sent an email to Lego and said, oh, these clips keep breaking, they'd probably give you that like X amount. But they're not that expensive. Well, so they're not expensive. In the grand scheme of things, you know, I just like having spares. But anyway, so we kind of cleaned this down actually. Let's give it a little buff up. Clean around these top parts. So this was a good build though. I really enjoyed building this. So you can actually maybe see into the guts of the launcher. Like in here there's like a little you know, all these segments clip into a kind of central columns type of thing. But it was a really good build, so I'm going to put this back in. Quite easy to replace those little clips. Might get this in, there we go. And then this little part clips in here, the pipe. Oh, is that red? Is that black clip okay? Yeah, seems to be okay. And then this little part, now we'll probably, yeah, I'll probably just put them back in. Yeah, you can see there, it's hard to, just this back piece just comes away. It's hard to make a plastic piece like that that's not going to break over time. You know, because I've had this kit, you know, I know, and it's dead easy to replace. You're just taking off this little part up here and clipping it back in. So I'm going to put these back in. I will get replacements for them. So that's pretty much, I would say that's that part clean. Let's put these panels back on. But I'm almost 100% certain that I bought extra parts or spares. Right, let's get these engines back on. In fact, let's put this centre engine in. There we go. In she goes. That's what she said. That's what she said. So there we go. Easy peasy. So this engine's back on. But to be honest, that really wasn't that dirty. It's pretty clean. Put the panels back on, or the wing elements. The fins, that's what we're talking about. There we go. So that's that part really nicely clean. You can see I don't know if you can see it in the camera, but you can actually see the gloss on it. I mean, I've had this 7 years. Apart from these little parts breaking off, but that again, that's just, it's kind of as if you're showing this to people and you're kind of constantly popping this on and off, then it is going to get a little bit fatigued, and that's just wear and tear. Right, let's go on to the second stage. I'm going to just sit that on my chair. So this is the, did they call this the third? Oh, I've got my box on there. I think this is the second stage. There's actually a name for this. I should really, let's just, I'm not going to put this box without putting it in there. Let's get the box, because the box tells us pretty much what we need to know. So this section here, so that's the first stage, S1, S-1C. This one here is S2, second stage. Then you've got the upper stage. So this is the second stage, which I thought obviously it is first stage, second stage. So this is actually quite a nice little dumpy piece. I almost feel I just want to, like, you know, drink a beer out of it. Again, these little engine parts, these just come off. I don't really know if I need to take these off as such. I might just do that anyway, just because it'll get me into the main part. So it's just like a white plastic stick kind of element, and then these just locate in. There we go. So we can really just give this base here just a little. We in Scotland we call it a dicht. Get a wee dicht, a wee clean. I've not actually used any of my detergent yet. So yeah, as you can see here, you can see these little elements here. That's what clips into the first stage, and that red part, and that's really where a lot of the dust comes. So I'm just going to take off these petals. It's probably actually the best way to describe these. So these kind of make a little curve part. So I'm just going to take them off, so I'm going to clean them individually. Now you can deconstruct quite a bit here. If you really wanted, you can peel off these strips here. So you can see how this was constructed. So there's the United States. Quite a nice. The good thing about this kit, I don't think there's any stickers. If I remember, no, they're all printed Lego pieces. So you can see with this whole part here, again, it's like, there's like a tube in here, basically. And these locate on these little pins that kind of hinge, they move. I'm trying to think what else we could probably actually take off these parts. I don't know whether I really want to take all of these parts off, because it's not really that dusty, if I'm honest. I'm going to give it a quick dust with my old brush. So it's pretty good to do this with your Lego kits, as I say, periodically. If you really stay on top of your Lego, you really don't have to do like a big. So I'm just checking the clips here. These clips are fine. I think the main part on this stage, so when these two go together, that's where you get really quite a lot of. There's quite I wouldn't say force, but it's a little bit of a heavier connection point. So that's where you tend to get those parts coming off quite easy. I might just put this section back in. But you could take those parts off. You don't really need to. Oh, it's such a satisfying. I don't know why that's a satisfying sound. So what I'm going to do here, I'm just going to get a bit of the detergent. I'm kind of going to put it in my hands, a bit like a lotion. This is probably not good for YouTube. I'm going to just stroke the. I'm just going to rub it all over the. just going to give it a rub. Oh dear, yeah. In fact, I might even just take these parts off, give them a separate clean, because they're just going to kind of fall off. Then get my wet, and then just basically rub it. This is probably rated 18. Then get my dry cloth, and then basically just go over it. And what you're doing, you're just polishing it up really. Make sure you get the tops as well. I mean, as I say, as far as a Lego kit goes, this is probably one of the easiest to clean because it's such a, you know, it's a very user-friendly, wipe, clean Lego kit. If I'm honest. So just clean all around this little bottom part. Yeah, that's pretty clean. And the inside is not really dirty because it's been covered, so let's get these. Oh, this t-shirt it goes back, it's really quite annoying sometimes. So I'm just going to roughly clean these. As I say, this is just a damp cloth, there's nothing special. Just a damp microfiber, just to take any, if there'll not be really a lot of dirt. I don't really come from a smoky environment. Even my previous address wasn't, although people did smoke, but you know, it's been pretty good. So let's just put these little parts back on. They just lock in there. Here's a thing, and I think this is quite an interesting Lego debate. How many people build their Lego kits and actually glue them together? So say for instance this little part here, I could actually put a little bit of glue in these attachment points and then put it on and that bit's stuck forever. I've never done that and never will do it either. For me, I think the beauty of a Lego piece is that I can take this and deconstruct this entire thing, put it away in a bag, 10 years later bring it out and basically rebuild it as if I was building it from new. So I don't personally, I would never do that. That's just me. Right, so again, the process here, it's pretty simple. I don't even really need that detergent because these parts are not really dirty. So these do move a little bit, but this is just on a hinge and it's just to give it a little bit of an angle. So I'm really just taking the wet microfiber and I'm really just kind of rubbing it, just getting any slight like dirt that has accumulated on it, not that there really is, and then just polishing up the bricks. I probably will do more live streams cleaning my Lego kits. The more intricate ones are going to be quite interesting. As I say, this is the first kit that I bought. This was actually, when I bought this, I bought it from John Lewis stores. I mean, I think I was a VIP member, but do you know, I don't know if the Lego store had it. Was it maybe retired back then? Or was it available? I don't know, but I can remember I bought it from John Lewis. It was £109, which, shock horror gasp, seems like quite a lot of money, but I think for this Lego kit that was actually pretty decent. So you can see there, it just angles. It just takes, instead of being straight up, it angles in so that it can accept this bad boy, which is the upper stage. So let's get these clipped in. get them angled back a little bit. There we go. So yeah, this was, as I say, this was my first Lego build. Really good Lego build. So there we go. Plastic clips are okay. I am going to order some. Let's get these engines back in. It's funny actually, when even doing this, I know I didn't really need to take these engines off, but there's something about Lego, about deconstructing and reconstructing. So there we go, there's that upper stage. I need to find out, I think these did go into space. So basically, when the first stage released, so this was the upper section, so this is what would go up into orbit. And then I'm sure these detached after they were spent all their fuel, and these just continued in a very sort of, I think they went up and out of the quite a long, there's a name for it, I can't remember, but there was a kind of a very elliptical orbit around the sun. And as I say, they're still, the NASA actually tracks them because they go in a very long orbit. I'm sure they go around the sun actually. As I say, so it might have been these ones that crashed into the moon, because that's quite a big lump of metal. I think it was these ones that crashed. But I don't know, I'm still a wee bit uncertain of these. So put that there. So this is basically the upper stage. This is the, I really should get the names of these. The boxes here. What does the box say? So yeah, that is the command module. So that's what I'm looking for. Yeah. Command module. So this here is the command module, this element here. This is the escape system. So basically what would happen if, even on the launch pad, if there's a problem, these actually replicate rockets. So this whole system would jettison, and it would basically take this. So that there would separate, and then that would go up however many tens of thousands of feet, whatever, and then that would detach. And basically, so I've got this, I need to clean these anyway. So this is the this is the command module. So that is where all the astronauts go. That then sits on here, if I need to get it the right orientation. There you go. So that's what the command module looks like. In fact, I'll take this off because everything goes together. And I'll show you this part. Because in fact, I might as well just show you now. So that's the escape system. This here, this whole part here comes off. So this is actually quite an interesting part of the build. So this here separates. So if I get this all off, there we go. So this here is basically your command module. Now what would happen is, I need to get this off. I need to actually maybe glue this engine on, because this is the one part of this model that kind of comes off quite a lot. So this is the eagle. Nice. I've got a little broken clasp. I need to get that. I might be able to get these. So this is the lunar module. Is it the lunar module? Let's look at our box. Yeah, it's the lunar module. So this part here, I've actually got it wrong. This part here is the service module, and this is the command module. So if you remember Apollo 13, the service module had a fault, and it basically ripped off a whole panel. So they stopped the tanks. There was, I can't remember what the two tanks were. but there's basically there was a loose wire that caused an arc and a spark. And when they mixed the O2 tanks, I think it was, well, obviously oxygen and a spark are not a good combination, and it blew out the service module. So what this would do, if I could probably describe, do you know what, I probably need to clean it first. But basically this thing here, so this would be in space. So these clamshells would be around this upper part. So this whole thing would sit, basically, I need to pull the engine out a wee smidge of Rooney. So a little bit more. So that's how it would look basically. I maybe need to keep this in a pin, I don't want it falling. So that's how it would look. So basically you would have, this is the upper stage, or the kind of final stage, that would actually put them in an orbit. And then what they would do is, in fact, no, do you know what, I can remember now, because that stage, I don't know where that stage would go, the second stage. I think it did go into space. This is what took them to the moon, so they would actually be in an orbit. And then when they went back round, there was a certain moment of time that they fired the engine that would take them out of the orbit of Earth into a trajectory for the moon. And then what they would do is, when they escaped the Earth's orbit, or the Earth's gravity, and they were transiting towards the moon, they would take these caps, so this whole thing, this part here, they would blow it, these would come off, which would basically just leave this. So this would be basically heading to the moon. The lunar module, or the service module, and the command module would basically turn around in space, and then this here would then pick up, and this is what's really good about this Lego model, you can actually simulate how the moon landing actually happens. So this module would turn around, they would then come towards this stage, the final stage. They would dock with basically this was the lunar module, and then basically, okay, right, the engine keeps sticking. So just imagine that didn't happen. I need to look at maybe getting this a little bit tighter fit. So they would dock with the lunar module, and then they would basically go away, and then they would turn round again, and basically that's what went to the moon. So the whole lunar module would just sit on top of the command module and the service module, and then this here would basically, this is what landed in the moon. This crash landed in the moon, and they basically did seismic tests on the moon. When this just plunged in, there was sensors on the moon that they could actually record how it happened with the vibrations on the actual mantle of the moon. So this is what went to the moon. And then basically when it got there, this would separate from the command service module, and this is actually what went down to the moon. So these little legs would come down. I need to get one of these legs replaced, so I need to make a note of that. And then this would actually enter the atmosphere of the moon, land in the moon, and basically they would obviously exit the vehicle. And then this part was basically, there's a little engine here. I don't think the engine's on this actual piece, but this is the lunar module would then separate from the base, and that would go up, and then that would rendezvous back with the service module, and then I believe that was jettisoned. That would maybe have crashed into the moon, so they would just get rid of that. That would go away, and then that went back to Earth using the burn on the engine. So that's all the little parts. So let's get into cleaning this. This is probably going to be dusty because that's been out in the open. As I say, I need to get these legs attended. Yeah, so this is the service module. So basically, on the model, this is replaced with this white cap because I'm wondering if the astronauts could actually see out. Do you know what? I don't actually know. I know I'm quite knowledgeable in a lot of things, but there's a lot of things I maybe don't know. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to separate this off. So that's going to go back on there. So yeah, that's the top piece of the rocket. I'll keep that there. So let's clean this. Again, this is not going to take too much. Again, this engine comes out. I don't really need to. In fact, I'm just going to keep it in there actually. So I can actually be quite rough with this stage because there's nothing really that's going to fall off. There's no stickers on this. Just want to give it a really good clean. But that's the great thing about this model. You can really just replicate the whole winner, the launch, basically how it got there, all the little intricacies of it. It's quite satisfying, this actually. So these are the clamshells. This is, as I say, this is where the Eagle 1 would be. So I'm just going to give these a little clean. The insides are pretty decent. There we go. Then give it a little buff. A little buff light ear. I don't know, Anya, are you still there? Because this is actually quite a long process. There we go, that's in clean. Right, let's do the upper stage. If I remember this, yeah, that's it. Again, this really doesn't need that much. I actually lost this top piece in my old house, but I actually got it back before I left, which was good. So I'm really just cleaning this round. It's pretty easy. Not really actually all that dirty. That's a little bow. Oh, what did the fox say? I think I know. Do you know what? I bet you she's sleeping. So there we go. Now you can actually display. I don't know whether to put it all in because I need to clean the module anyway. So I may just put it back up and then get the parts to repair it. So there we go. Then this basically just cuts. It's kind of like a tube. There's a little hole goes round the bottom of the engine. You kind of have to separate the engine a little bit, and then this just sits on, and it all kind of meshes in, and that's it. That's the top part. So we can actually basically assemble this all together. So say these clips are broken. Just locate there. So this will not be as tight a fit as what it could be because some of it's still solid, it will still hold. And then we go, always do this, I need to locate, right, the pins are here. So the two pins either side, and she goes, there we go, and that's her cleaned and back together. Going to be a little careful how you hold this, because it will, you do not hold it in the middle. See, because those pins are not fully enclosed, it will be a little bit let go-ish. So I usually hold it supporting like this top part, this middle part, and then hold the base. But that's the Saturn V Lego rocket. Absolutely fantastic build. Do you know what? Should I put that back? Yeah, let's put it back. So I usually have this build sitting just in here. So I'm going to manoeuvre, and she goes, this is actually a really good place for this, because you can actually see it when I do my live streams, but it actually sits really nice in that corner. People can see it, but it's not going to get bumped. Right, let's clean this part. So I'm going to clean the lander last. So this is the basically this simulates the ocean. So this is the part where it can back down, splash down. Just give the base plate a little clean. It's probably got some scratches now, but hey ho. I think it goes, there's a way it goes where it, I'm trying to think, yeah. It's one of these, it's off centre, so I'm trying to think, I think it goes, I do this every time I take this off. It takes me a couple of seconds to find out where it goes. That's it. And then you've got the little, I don't know if these are, some of these are the parachute. Jeez, lost it there. So some of these are the parachutes and flotation device, I think, these little kind of orange balls. And then these are, give these a little dust clean. This is the flotation element. Basically, it's like a rubber dinghy, and it's all, I believe it's like Technic pieces, and that just sits there, and that's your little diorama display of the command module as it basically lands in the ocean, the old Billy Ocean. Right, this is the base plate. So you get these little, I damaged this American flag block. There's a little, it was actually wedged under my lamp on the desk, which I'm kind of bummed about, but I'm going to take these little mini astronauts. I'm going to give it a quick dust. Okay, I'll just give it a little dicht, as we say here. That's a great word. Now, how did I have this? Oh, that was in the middle. So you would have an astronaut there. I think I had them. I think I had Buzz and Aldrin here, and then the flag's just in the middle. Oh, man down. There he is, got him. I'm going to try and put the flag just here. And then that's Michael Collins, who stayed in the lunar module. Somebody had to stay. Right, let's clean this, maybe take these up. So I need a little replacement. The plastic on these is actually a dark plastic. Yeah, that one's failed. And I actually had a spare clip. So this is a grey colour, but it's a dark grey I need. So I'm going to look into that. You see there, this one's failing a little bit, I think. It's not too bad. In fact, you know what, I don't even really think I need to clean this as much, because I'm probably going to, not destroy it, but I've eyeballed it, that's the engine part. I mean, even for quite delicate areas like this brush is just really good. Right, that's it. I need to grab the engine. The engine's always been a little bit loosey-goosey. You know, I could put a wee dab of glue. I could maybe rough up the top part. You know, I could maybe rough this up a little bit for it just to stay in. It's basically just the ascent engine. As I say, these little egg parts, these need to be, I do need to change some of them. I think it would go this way. Yeah, so that, I need to move that actually, that needs to go there, that needs to go there, because that can turn round, there we go. So there's the little base, and then I need to clean the little module. I've absolutely mashed that. Still there, and yeah, cool. I'm almost finished cleaning this. What have I done here? That's it. Right, hold that a little bit. Oh, what have I done? I've lost the front. There's a little piece with the windows. So where did it go? Is it hiding? Where did it go? I've lost a bit. I may have to get down on my hands and knees here. Don't see it. It's a little face. I put it the wrong way around. No, I haven't. Right. Wait, can you see? It can't be far. What did the fox say? Oh, where did this go? Why is it these parts always end up? Right, where is it? Okay, this is a mystery. Where did it go? Where did it go? Right. Houston, we have a problem. Where did it go? I'm going to get my little brush actually. Get the brush out. It's amazing how these pieces can go almost like into another district. I don't see it. Right, I'm kind of sweeping my floor, which is quite good. I'm doing a wee bit of like house maintenance. Right, it's not initially showing up on my radar. Where the hell did it go? May have to get a torch. Little torch of Rooney. Oh, I did find a blueberry. Right, I'm going to get my wee torch. Right, little torch. Let's get the back screwed on here. Little torch. So I'm just looking for, in case it bounced on the... Oh, do you know what? See it? It's went right through, it's over. It's almost the other side of the couch. There it is. Jeez. See? Lego, like, honestly, when it goes rogue, it goes... Oh, I can't get that in there. It's just gonna keep sliding out. I'm gonna keep trying to put this in. Right, got it. Panic's over. Panic's over. I got it. So look, it's that little part there. It's a little window. So that bounced off. We do have an extra element here. We've got a blueberry that's I could actually sit that blueberry on top. So this goes in here. Do you know what that does go there? Well, that goes round the other way. So there we go. So that's the little command module, but not command, it's the lunar module ascent vehicle. And that just sits on top. And it just slides down. And there we go. That's the... So actually, I've actually got this. In fact, they're going to get it just to show you. And you want that blueberry? I might just go and get it. 2 seconds. So this segues very nicely into this. I'll probably be cleaning this one. I might even do this one next. So this is the Apollo 11 lunar lander, and I can see there's a lot of dust on this one. So you can actually see. I'm going to be careful with this one. It's very. I wouldn't say it's delicate. So there's Neil Armstrong doing the old flag. And Buzz Aldrin's coming down the steps. So this is the Apollo 11. This is a retired product, by the way. But you can actually see just how good, you know, this little mini diorama piece matches this. I think it's pretty good actually. So that's that in a smaller form. But it's actually pretty good how they've actually modelled this with the little parts. I might even clean this one next. So there's the ascent module, and actually this separates. There's some really good little parts here you can see inside. So I'll probably do this one next. I may actually clean this because it's very, very dusty. Quite an intricate build, if I'm honest. Quite flimsy, so it's probably a good one to do in terms of how to dust this and how to clean it. That'll probably be quite interesting. But yeah, that's probably an upcoming build. You get this location on. Oh, and these little figures are good actually as well. There's a little headpiece goes on. And there's that's like Buzz Aldrin, it's a little minifigure. It's pretty cool. So the little helmet. Oh hell, helmet. Helmet mayonnaise. Right. I think the flag goes in. Does that go anywhere other than... Am I just getting that in the wrong place? I thought it went in there. I don't think. Oh, do you know what? Have I put that down too far? Yeah, that's it. That's us. There you go. That's us. And that's the little laser that they put on the moon to measure the distance back. That actually gets tucked up in here, but for some reason I feel that's not shutting right. I don't know why. I feel that I got something... I don't think there's anything jammed in it, but I don't know. I'll look into it. But that's a wee laser finder. So there you go. That's going to actually conclude my cleaning. As I may clean this one next, maybe. But that's the Apollo 11 Saturn V rocket cleaned with all the little accoutrements as well. Set that there. I didn't even really use any of my washing up liquid. Oh, I did use a little bit. I kind of rubbed it in my fingers. Let's see, this one's going to be interesting because this is quite a delicate build. So yeah, this whole part comes away because there's the doors. Hello. So that's where they came out of the moon lander, and then this back element comes away as well. You can see there's a little bit of dust on there. You can actually put the astronauts inside. I've got them coming down the ladder and on the moon planting the flag. But as I say, oh god, yeah, it has got a little bit of dust. I may even just give it a little quick clean. Because this has been out, so I'll clean the base, give the base a good clean when I do the video. So I may do this one next, I may do another one, I don't know, we'll wait and see. But that's probably going to do it from me. I'm probably going to head off. I don't know what time are we at. 7:15 already? Jeez. So I'm going to have a bit of late dinner. I wasn't that hungry. I thought I would maybe do a live stream first. Maybe put this light off, I don't need it on. Just do a little live stream, just how to clean your Lego models. I wonder if the eclipse come up or down. But yeah, it was interesting. Oh, so Anya's still here listening to my drivel, but I think that was quite a good stream. I mean, I don't know how long it's been, probably about a good hour and a half. To clean it, but that's it, sitting there, clean as a whistle. That will do it for a little bit. We've also got the Space Shuttle and Concorde, but Concorde's just been built. It's a fairly recent build, the same with the Space Shuttle. But they're quite robust, they don't really need that much cleaning, to be honest. This here is quite an intricate model, but it's not as bad. Once I get this bit separated off, I can clean the base pretty easy, I'd imagine. Do you know, I've actually just noticed there's a little, do you know, no, the ascent engine's there. Now if I just taken this off and I don't know, there's a button here. I think that's meant to be there actually. There's another, oh there it is there. Oh, I just broke it. There's a camera. I'm trying to think how this goes on now because I've taken this part off. Right, that should fit down the bottom. I believe that's a camera. Do you know what I need to do? I need to look at the instructions of this because it's quite an intricate build. But there are parts that are really, like that was a camera or a sensor of some sort that folds down, and there's also the laser one. I need to look at, there's also a part on this where it's got the there's not a disc element on here. I'm trying to think what it is. There's a plate that says, I think they put it on the moon. I don't know what it is actually. I'm going to look into the build because it's been a while since I built it. This did have a lot of stickers to be put on it, which I don't mind doing the stickers. I'm actually quite good at applying stickers. It goes back to my days of doing Airfix kits. So I need to look into how this part fits. I haven't broke it. It's just, yeah, that just came down. I think something tells me that was situated like this. Somewhere, I think, roughly, maybe. I don't know. I don't know where it was. Something tells me it clipped in here though. Nope. I don't know where it goes. Right, it's in. I put it in. I'm going to stop touching it because I'm going to end up. But again, this is a retired product, and when I clean this, I'll check for all the clips are okay, that I don't need to, you know, get anything for it, any replacement clipped elements, parts, that everything's okay and hunky-dory. But anyway, so I'll probably talk with you, Anya, before I go to bed. I bought a little bag of crisps, and I've got a wrap with it, but I think I'm going to have that pasta. My mouth's set for pasta. I'm going to get rid of this. As I said, I used a little bit of this, but that's just detergent. Quite good, these little jars. And I've always got my journal here and my pen. I was going to write down parts that I needed, but I know roughly what parts I need for my rocket. I'm going to get a couple of spares actually. Wipe down my surface. But yeah, as I say, I'm probably going to do this. I may do this one next, I don't know. So Anya, I will talk to you later. So I'm going to end the stream here. I'll bring my old phone downscape. I'm probably actually 91 minutes, that's an hour and a half. So old Dr. Disrespect's playing his Warzone. I'm probably going to play a round of golf. I need to do my career mode. I need to get that back on the business. There's the old chat. There's my little builds there. And there's my chronometer, my treasure chest, the little baby. I've also got old Paddington there. Sweetie jar. Not that I really need any sweets, but do you know what? A wee Haribo. So, I'm going to go and make my dinner. So, actually, you can see there. That's my spare kit box. That's a rug. That's the Vincent van Gogh build I'm doing with Anya. We've also got another, probably got a reveal to do. And we'll do that maybe Thursday, Friday, sometime, whatever, that we've got. But we can do that later. So I'll probably finish that build with Anya Thursday, Friday. Or certainly this weekend. Anyway, folks, take care. And I'll catch you next time. To the whips. Bye. Bye, Anya. Love you.